Hey, my name's Lucas Michael, he, him. This is Sarah, she, her. I'm with Balter Dance, and she's with Eclipse Fusion Boston. So, why partner dance? Why and what is fusion? Partner dance for many people is a way to connect with community, a way to just meet other people. A lot of people go who just think it's important to be moving somewhat frequently and to have time to spend with other people. It's someplace comfortable to go that's not home or work. Fusion is a style of partner dance that kind of refers to two different things. So there's fusion as events and fusion as a concept. Fusion as a concept is the blending of different styles of dance, in this case dance or music, different artistic cultures, whatever. Fusion as events are local events in your town where you can expect to find a blend of different dances, styles of moving, that all value consent. Core aspect of fusion is consent, yeah? But there's three things that most fusion keeps in mind in the US and internationally. Those three things are musicality, how you relate to what you're hearing, partnership, how you relate to your partner, and creativity. How do you expand upon these influences? What do you bring to the table? Whether you're dancing fusion in Toronto, San Francisco, or Boston, you'll find these things. Fusion grew from the 2010s out of the blues dance community on the West Coast of the United States, and ultimately it's separate, but it owes that community a lot. Now you can find fusion dances across the country and internationally.
So, you want to go dancing? Let's do a little social dancing 101. First things first, you got to find an event and show up. So, event organizers are really great about putting that information out there, telling you what you need to know before you show up. And sometimes they even have a carpool list, so if you need a little help getting there, you can usually find it. And maybe you've made every excuse in the book. It's raining, I don't know what to wear. You can cross I don't know what to wear off your list. So as you can see here, Lucas Michael is wearing a lovely little blazer. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Show it off a little bit. Some jeans and t-shirt. For me personally, I prefer something a little bit flowier, maybe a little fun top, anything like that. You should wear what you're comfortable with. And for shoes, if your event is outdoors, you may need to think about that. And if you're indoors, they may say no street shoes, which means any shoes that have been worn outside. So you may get something with a suede bottom, some comfortable sneakers, some boots. Even barefoot or socks are comfy sometimes for some folks. Personal hygiene is really important. So perhaps you may want to wear some deodorant. I would avoid cologne or perfume. There are many people who have allergies or get migraines from these things, so it'd be best to avoid them. So now you've gone to the dance. How do you dance? What do you do when you get there? The first thing I would recommend is going to a lesson. So often these lessons may be split. You may have like beginner, intermediate. You may have some topics like chemistry, for example, not the science kind. And in these lessons, you are able to meet some folks, maybe get a little bit of dancing in, learn a couple things. And it's a really great way to kind of dip your toes in and get used to the environment a little bit and learn a bit from the instructor. So one of the things about partner dancing is there's a couple different roles. There's leader and follower. And traditionally, leader has been male, follower has been the female, but anyone can ask anyone to dance. Anyone can dance any role. That's the beauty of it. Speaking of approaching someone, how do you ask someone to dance? That's a great question. I'm about to answer it for you. So if you want to ask someone to dance, you can walk up to someone and say, hey, would you like to dance?
Yes.
And if someone says no, that is perfectly okay. Every no is a gift. And you can always ask someone else to dance.
Here are 4 tips on how to dip someone taller than you, or anyone really. It could be your roommate or a ghost. Step 1, ask the other person. It's important courtesy and it's important safety, not just for the person who is basing or leading, but for the person being dipped. Yeah? So all around important. Make sure you ask the person you're going to dip or be dipped by. So step 1's out of the way. We check in with the other person. We're communicating. Great. Step 2, kickstand. The follower is going to use one of their legs, we'll have it be the one closest to their partner, as a kickstand that they can sit onto. Yeah, nice. Great. Let's try that again. We can be in a hold with our partner or dancing with a ghost. I turn, I stick the foot where I'm gonna go, and I sit onto it like a kickstand. Nice. That's step number 2. Step 3, this one's for my leaders. Straight spine, nice and tall. Yeah? You don't want to be lifting with your back. Yeah? So that as we dip, whether with a person or with a broom or with a ghost, my bass's spine stays nice and tall. They're part of the dance too, they're not a stagehand. Great. Step number 4 is continue to check in and figure out what works best for you and the person you're dancing with. Yeah, Sarah's dancing with someone a bit taller than her, so she has to step a bit further for the dip. Yeah, so she's gonna take a step herself that direction to make sure that she can go with me. I support myself, but she helps a lot. With those 4 steps all taken care of, now you can dip someone taller than you.
How to spin your partner or be spun. Step 1, confident but kind. Present the hand, allow them to come into it. He's thinking about it and he took it. Step 2, lift with pancake. Pancake hand, waffle hand. See what happens when you have a waffle hand? Get a little bit stuck. So lift the hand, present the pancake, act like a magnet. Step 3, draw a halo. I'm gonna start the halo, my follower is gonna finish it, keep their elbow in front of themselves, and we'll come back around. Step 4, we're actually done, so give your partner a high five.
We've talked a lot about your basics, 101s, how to get started on the dance floor. So here are a few things that happen a bit later on in your dance journey.
Now that you have the tools that you need to start social dancing, you need to find somewhere to dance. So there are plenty of resources online, and in terms of the Boston fusion scene, we have Balter Dance Boston here, Lucas Michael. They run every other Friday at Jose Mateo Ballet Theater out in Harvard Square from 7:30 to 9:30. And we have Second Sun Rising, which runs on the second Sunday of every month from 7 to 11 p.m. at Q Ballroom.